Hi guys, this is Mama Sue, and today we're going to do a little wire wrap. By now you should be getting pretty familiar with how to do this stuff, and you can probably guess what I did here. These are wire wrapped spacer beads. All I've got is little spacer beads all the way around, and I'm going to show you how to do this. And then this one is with seed beads. I wanted to show you how it looks with seed beads. I think that is even cooler. But today we are going to try another kind of bead. We're going to try these little rocks. I have these different colored rocks. I think I'm just going to do a mixture of these little rocks and see how that comes out. Anyway, all we're going to need is I'm going to show you how to make the wire for this. I mean the hoop. And then we'll show you how to put these beads on there. And this should go pretty quick with these because these are a little bit bigger than these. No, they're about the same. But this one takes a little longer because it's the round metal beads. You could even use, if you wanted to, you could probably even use round crimp beads. Although I like these ones a little bit better. These are metal beads, but they're really cool. I think those ones look really pretty with it. But if you want to get the right color you want, you might want to go this route because, I mean, it's beautiful. And there's so many different color of seed beads you can get. And these are about a 4 millimeter. So this is a good size for you. Anyway, let's get on with it. What you're going to want to do is just pull yourself out about 8 or 9 inches of wire. I'm going to cut this off. I'm only going to do one for now, and just to show you how to do this, because I've shown you a lot of videos that have a lot of this on it, but I'm just trying to show you different varieties where your earrings are different, but they're using different kinds of beads so that you can really come up with your own ideas. Now, if you wanted to go with a smaller seed bead, here's another one. Now, this one I did with really little seed beads. Let me put it on the white and show you how pretty that looks. Now, this is, all this is, well, gosh, can't even see it. Let me turn this around this way. Can you see it? It's got little bitty seed beads. Now that one takes you some time because you got to wrap each one of those seed beads on there. So that one takes you some time. So I don't know, until you get used to doing it, I recommend you stick with the bigger beads for a while. Anyway, here we go. The first thing we want to do is we want to bend a little L in this wire right here. And the way I do that is I just put it right in my pliers, wherever I did. I don't want it to be real long. I don't want the neck being real long, and that's what we're making right now. The neck is this part that we wind wire around. But this one I'm going to make a little smaller. So I'm going to go straight down with that. Now I've got a nice little L there. Now that's the neck, and then we're going to have the little circle up here on the top. I'll show you what that is. See, here's the neck is right here, the part that you wind wire around. And then this is the circle that you hook your ear wire on. Well, we're going to make the circle now. So on the circle, depending on what kind of, let me get a different, so that you can see a difference. Here's the kind that typically people have. So I want to put that in about 1/4 inch. See, it's in about 1/4 inch, from the tip to here. And then I'm going to push the wire away from me, just like that. Now I can't go all the way around, so I need to move these pliers a little bit and then finish going around, just like that. Now I want to pull my pliers out. See that nice little hole in there? Now I want to put my pliers on this side, and I'm just touching that wire right there that's sticking out with my pliers. I'm pulling straight down. Now I've got a nice little place that's going to hold my beads on. Now I'm going to grab this with my pliers, like right here, and I'm just going to bend it just a little bit. It doesn't have to be a lot, just enough to make it start looking like it's going to start turning into a circle. See, because it's going to be in a circle when you're done. You know, it comes all the way around, then it wraps around this top. And then we want to take, let me get this one over here. We're going to take anything that's round like this. You know, find, this one came from either thread or yarn, the cord that was inside of it. And then I have other ones. I have medicine bottles. You can use a prescription bottle. And then inside, these are just different size wire. That wire comes on these plastic ones. And before they switch that out, you might want to get yourself some of those and use them as your hoops. You know, I think I'm going to go with this smaller size today, because I haven't used that one in front of you yet. I'm going to put that in there. See, I keep all three of them in one little container, one little medicine container. So it works out really good. Okay, now what you want to do, I might as well do both my wires. I'm going to go ahead and do them both. We got some time. Now I'm going to pull out another piece, about 8 to 9 inches. I just guesstimate. And I'm using steel, dark steel wire on this, I can't say it, and this one is 19 gauge, and yeah, that's what I use on that. And then this one here is a 28 gauge, but I think you'd rather have, if you're going to get it, I'd go with a 26, at least a 26, because this is a little too thin, and this is all I could get down there today. I mean, this lately. This is all they've been holding lately. So I got to try it out, and I mean, it'll work, but I prefer a 24 to a 26 gauge. And it's still not so big that your beads are not going to go through it. It's still, now if you're using freshwater pearls, you might want to go with this thin stuff. Those freshwater pearls have those little bitty holes that are so hard to get your wire through. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the same thing to this one. I squashed that tip and moved it down. I have a nice little L there. I'm going to see if this is the same. Yes, it is. I'm just sizing them up to one another. And I went about a 1/4 inch in. There's about a 1/4 inch. I'm going to turn the wire away from me, and then I got to move my pliers so that I can finish going around. Just like that. And let's check these with one another, and oh yeah, we got that pretty close. Then I'm going to stick my pliers right back up in here and touch that wire with this side of the pliers. And I'll just pull it up. And now I've got my little ring. Now I want to just bend this out. So I'm going to come down here, bend it straight out, and there we go. Now I can always adjust this after I make my circle. So I'm not worried about this being a little bit off because it's a really good size though. Now here's the one I'm using. I was going with the small instead. And I put my thumb, I normally don't go any smaller than this, but I put my thumb right there, and I go all the way around this bottle, and then I just kind of bend it over so that it goes around. And I try to pull it up there real good so it's nice and tight on there. And then I come over here and grab this one, and I get this one started because I want to make these mirror images of one another. So instead of going around this side, I'm going to go around this side. On this one, I went around this way. On this one, I'm going to go around this way. So there we go. Now I've got them in mirror image of one another. I mean, going in the same direction, but they're opposite, because here's the wires stuck out there. And as you see, we've got it pretty close up here. Now I want to tighten these wires, and the way I tighten them is I grab a hold. I grab the hold of the wire real close to this inside part, and I just pull it. I'm just pulling it. Now I'm going to move it up a little bit, pull it a little more, so I can get that nice and tight on there. Squash it together. See there? Oh, that's real tight on there. Now I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to grab the wire up here close, and I'm going to start turning it so that it starts tightening. I pulled it up a little bit more. Now I need to squash it so it's, just squash that a little bit. Okay, I'm going to turn this. Now you want to straighten up these before you go any further. And those are good. Now I'm going to scoot this one back. But I like to put them on here at the same time so that I know that I'm doing them in mirror image. See, this one is the wire I'm working with, and this is the wire I'm working with. And they're both on opposite sides. One's on this side, one's on this side. Neither of them are on the inside. So now I'm going to wind the wire around and around the center. But I am going to grab my pliers and do it because it's kind of hard to do with this steel. The steel is pretty heavyweight. I like it a lot though. Okay, tighten that up, and I'm going to cut that off. Boy, doing it with the small wire, I had a lot left over. Probably could make another earring with that. I haven't used the small size in quite some time. Okay, I'm squashing this down. That's that little piece that I cut off. I just squashed that down to make it look nice. And then I'm going to roll this one. Or I can pull this one off because this one's ready. See how perfect that circle is? Oh yeah. Now I'm going to finish this one up. I'm going to pull it down to the edge here. And I'm going to start just pulling this wire around. And it's going the opposite way of the other one, which is what we want. Ooh, how many times did we wrap this? We wrapped this 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 times. And that's 3, 4, 5. Okay, straighten that back out again. Cut that little piece off. Oops. Now we're going to squash that little piece in. I don't know why I call that piece I cut off little, because that's a big piece. Okay, now that's what we got. This one here I'm going to tighten just a little bit, just by squashing it in to make sure the wires are laying against each other. But let me show you. These are the same size as one another because we did them on this little spiral, and the little bit we did with when we were putting that little L there in the metal, that made these just perfect size. Now, we could make them round like this. Let me see if these are going to be too big. Well, I think they'll fit in there. I think I'm going to try a different one. I am going to try... Ooh, I know what I'll try. I'll try some fire polished beads. Those always look awesome. Okay, here we go. These are called fire polished beads. They're absolutely gorgeous. I don't have, this is all I have of these, because I just recently realized what they were called. I didn't know what they were called before. Okay, now I'm going to get this little wire out. I can open this thing up and find the end of it. Looks like we've got an end and a beginning. I don't know which one's which. Well, let me see. Here's another one. Oh, this is the right one here. Okay, I pulled myself off a good piece. About, I don't like going over like I like it where it's less than a foot, because you can always add more wire later if you're having a problem. So don't even worry about that. You can always change that. Now I'm going to go ahead and do it in this round form, instead of doing it in the long form like this one. I'm just going to go ahead and use it. Oh, but if you want to know how to do that, let me move this one out. If you have a circle, let me make a circle. Okay, we got a circle, right? If we have a circle, we're just going to pull it a little bit, and it starts to turn into a round area. And then we can just push in on these places, or we can take our pliers and use our pliers on it to shape it like this. That's all you got to do. Now, if you want it really slender, you can take it down into a total nice teardrop. Now we'll get back to this one. And what I want to start with is I want to take this part right here. Oh, wait a minute. I want it on the bottom. Okay, I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to wind it around right here where that little less thick area is. And then I'm going to just wind this little loose wire around. Just like that. Now I'm going to cut that piece off. That little piece right there. And squash it in a little bit. Then I'm going to finish taking this around. Then I'm just going to go one time around just to get it set in place. Okay, now that it's set, I'm ready to put a bead on. Now, if you notice, these beads are kind of angled to where they're, like, this is a 6 one way, or actually a, a 6 one way, and then there are 5 the other way. When you turn it this way, it's a 5. So, just so that you know about what it's going to take on this. Now, I put it in there. I hold on to this beautiful bead, and I start to wrap. I push that down with my thumb, and I grab it and pull it. That's the easiest way I've found when you're doing these. I do it 2 times, just for a little bit more security. But see there? And look how shiny that is. Ew. Okay, let's keep going. I'm wondering if I should put a bead in between or something, but no, I'm just going to go all with these fire polish this time. 1 and a 2. See there? Look how beautiful those are. This is going to make a nice earring. Then the next one, this should go pretty fast because these are a decent size. I thought those were a little bit boring for it, so I decided not to use the rocks. Some rocks I like a lot, but some of them I'd rather use in bracelets, like leather bracelets or those strap bracelets, macrame bracelets, stuff like that. And then some of them I find that they're so attractive on when you're doing things like this. Now this is coming out real nice. Now we're 1/3 there. 1/3 of the way there. And those circles weren't very hard to make, right? But you got to make sure you hang on to them when you're turning that wire around. You got to keep your thumb in place firmly so that you can make your circle around your little tool. You don't have to buy any tools. Just use these. I've found so many tools just out of stuff I had around the house. And you can always make big circles by using, I know. I could make a big ring with this. That would make a really big one. Talk about flashy. With these fire polish beads, it would be amazing. I love the fire polished. They're just, and I like it in this round form too, actually. I'm glad we decided to go that route. Thank you for talking me into it. Okay, I'm going to keep going here because I'm already past, I'm past halfway. And it looks like I'm going to have to add some wire on in a minute because I'm not going to have anything to work with. But I'll show you how to do that too. And that'll make it real simple for you. Look how beautiful that's coming out. Is that just gorgeous? See how they sparkle? That makes a gorgeous earring. You could even do something on the other side if you wanted to. Okay, I'm going to keep going here. I need to get the stains off my hands. I think I'll work on that in the morning. Okay, now that I've come this far, I'm going to just work this wire up a little bit, and then I'm going to add another piece on. Just like that. See how that is? Now I'm going to cut that edge off though. And then I'm going to put my pliers right at the edge of this and just turn it so that it just like smoothly goes into shape. You know, and I just get that right where it belongs. I mean, I'm only doing that so that it's smoother. It won't be a problem. Just make sure it's going toward the middle. And kind of in the middle if you can. Okay, let's get our next piece of wire. We don't need very much, but since I'm going to be starting on another one to finish the other one, because I can't stop on this now that I've started. Okay, I'm going to put it, I like to go 2 in. I like to bring it 2 beads in. And then just wrap it around in between the 2 right here. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clip that little edge off. See, I just clip that little edge off. And squash that little sucker down. It's being a troublemaker. Okay, got it. Okay, now I want to come over to the next bead and just put it right down in there, just like we were doing it in between instead of through the beads, you know? Okay, that's good. Now we're going to go over to the next area right here. We're going to go around this right here. The one is fine here because you've got it all wound up in here, so going around it one time's all right. Now I'm going to put this next bead on. We are almost done, guys. I think it would even be neat. I like simplicity is amazing on some of these things. Just doing things simply without putting too much in there. It just, now that's going to be really, that'll go with anything, but it's going to have just a little, well, it's going to have some bling. I like this. I don't know. I just love the way earrings come out. I told my granddaughter, I asked my granddaughter if she wanted to do a boutique or something with me to where we go out and sell. I've never done that before, and I thought it might be fun. She's really good at being around people like that. And I love talking to people. So if I plan on doing it, I'll tell you guys where I'm going to be. Just in case you're close by. I'll get to see a friendly face. Okay, now that I've gotten all the way around, I'm just shifting these beads a little bit so that they're the same distance apart. Now I'm going to go around this part again, then I'm going to come down and just do it a couple times right here and cut it off. Okay, now I can cut it off right there. And I want to tuck that little piece in. It's hard for my eyes to find the little that thin stuff. Let me show you what we got. Pull this up a little bit more. Boy, I put that on there tight. It's not go. That is not going anywhere. See there? Oops. Oh, well, let me put this on and then I'll show you, because then I can hang on to it. Oops. You know what? That didn't even take very many beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 beads. That took 12 beads for each earring. Okay, now I'm going to open this up and I'm going to just pull straight up, not out. Don't want to weaken it. Don't want to weaken that wire. I'm going to put this on. I'm going to close up that wire. Just like that. Now you can see it. Oh, it's so sparkly. Look how sparkly that one turned out. Oh, I just love it. That's a really sparkly one. That's going to look good. See how sparkly it is? It shows better on the white. Well, I'm trying to show you. But that's what we got there. Okay, let's get this other one and we'll be all set. Now, if you want to, you can shape these. I'm going to go ahead and shape this just so I can show you how pretty it looks the other way too. I'm just going to shift this a bit, and I'll show you. Now look at that. Oh, I think it even looks better like that. Oh, that is so cute. And it's so dainty. It's so little and dainty. I love it. But I like to shift these beads to where they're facing the front. Let me show you what I mean. Okay. I don't like any of them facing toward the back. I like them to face toward the front, because look how sparkly and pretty that looks when they're faced toward the front. All I did is shift them to where they all pushed back. See how you can see them on one side and you can't see them on the other? That's all I did, was shift them forward this way. Isn't that cute? You could always even add a piece right here and put one more little bead in there. But I kind of like them like this. I think these are adorable. Okay, I'm going to get this one. I'm going to go ahead and put my shape in there since I'm shaping them. Since they're going to be shaped, I'm going to put it up to this one. That's pretty close. But I want it just right. I think I probably get too picky most of the time. Okay, that is right where it should be. That's nice. Now we're going to do this one and we will be all done. We'll start with this wire, and then when I run out, we'll get some more wire on there. Okay, I went around that a few times. I'm going to wind this around a little bit, just like that. Cut it off. Just kind of move it around like that. You could even pull it up if you wanted to. because it would hide right here. And then I want to bring this back over. It's going to go under. No, I did that wrong. Oops. I'm going to have to go. I have this on here the wrong way. So I'm going to have, the way you switch it is you put it through here, you come around to the back, then you wind it down. See, because I like my wire to always go over the top. That's why I'm real picky with that. Now I've got that around there, so I'm going to start adding my beads. There's one. Every time I start counting, I start thinking of that Count Dracula for the kids when my kids were young. I don't know if it's still on TV, but oh, it's so silly. Okay, and there's 2. What did I tell you? We had 12. Okay, and there's 3. Push that up a little bit. And 4. Now it's always easier if you push that down a little bit so you can grab it. And you hang on to the bead a bit. You hang on to the bead, you're going to kind of hold it in place as you're pushing that wire around. It makes it a little easier for you. Most of the time you'll see me going 2 times around in between each of the beads. It makes them like firmer to where they don't move around so much. Okay. What's nice about going one way, choose a way that you want to wrap these. If you want to wrap it from the bottom up or from the top down, I do it the top down. Because if you get in the habit of doing it one way, your earrings are always going to look the same. You won't be making any mistakes that way. You can always switch which way it's going, like I showed you right up here. I'm glad I made that mistake because I don't think I've ever shown you how to fix a mistake like that. Another one of these. I think we're going to have to add our wire on now that we're almost halfway. I'm going to cut this off. And see that little piece of wire there? Ooh, yeah, you can't see it. I'm going to take that little thing and just kind of turn it into the wire. Now you don't see it. Now you see it, now you don't. Yeah, that's nice and smooth. Now, if you push these up a little bit as you're going, they'll be on the right side, and you'll know your front from your back. Okay, let's get our new piece of wire and get this job done. This is probably more than I need. And then I'm going to start 2 in. 1, 2. Well, right there's where I'm going to start. Right there. You can see that. Wait a minute, let me show you here. This will be easier to show you. 1, 2. That's where I start adding on my new piece, right there. So I'm going to stick it in the hole The reason I stick it in the hole from the bottom is because it's going to come back out on the top. The wire's going to come on the top, just like I've been doing the rest of the earring. That's kind of a good thing to know. Then I'm going to take the I'm going to go to the next one. Oh, I'm going to kink my wire there. Oh, I want to cut off that little piece. I forgot about that. Get that thing out of my way. And I know where it is because it's 2 beads in. But you see, you can't tell where I've added that on. There's no way to see where you added it on. It just doesn't show. And now I'm going to go over to the next area, and I'm only going to go around it one time here. Like I said, I did a lot of wraps right from this to this, so I don't really have to worry about it right there. I'm going to take another bead. And put it on there. Okay, let me see how many I have so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ooh, we've only got 5 more to put on. So we are more than halfway done. One. Now I'm hanging on to that little bead. These 2 fingers here are hanging on to that bead as I'm playing with this wire. And then when I go around it twice, see, I mean it's pretty well set in that place. I can push it down some, which I like to get it pushed down. Because I want to make sure I can fit all 5 of the beads on. Well, 3 now. Got 3 more beads. Yeah, we have room. Hope I counted right. But, you know, all little problems can be fixed. You can add a bead, take away a bead, move your beads around a little bit. Because they're wrapped, they will move on there if you force them to. But you do have to force them. It's not like easy to move. Just that, well, you can tell because I shake this and they're not moving at all. See? Ooh, we're just going to have just enough room for the last one. Okay, let me hang on to that bead. See there? I'm going to have one more space there. Maybe I did count them right. Okay. Now, you know, a nice thing about when you're doing beading is you can really calm yourself down and keep your mind on something you're doing instead of just having so much jibber jabber going through your head and stressing you out. This can really be a stress reliever. I know it's helped me over the years. Okay, I'm going to go around it a couple times, Now I'm going to come back around here. Wait, I've got one right on the top, so I'm going to move these just a little bit so that they can be down a little further, and move this one up to the top. And the way I do that, I have to move them back and forth to get them to shift. Ooh, it's coming up there now. It's coming, it's coming. Okay, that's good enough. I just need to get it close to that center part there. But I don't like this one bead, so I'm going to go through this bead again, just to get it nice and tight down. It's just like, looks like it's, oh, there we go. See how that top tightened it up? Oh yeah, that tightened it up good. Okay, go through here a couple times, and then I'm going to tie it off, or cut it off. Okay, that's good. Cutting that off, flattening that edge. Where is that edge? I never know where it went. I don't know where that wire came from. So weird. I have a wire here. I don't even know how I got that. But that too I can fix. I just didn't go tight enough right there. So you got to make sure you go tight enough. Let me nip this. And then I'll just tighten this little wire here. I go around. And I'll take it down. Okay, I got it. I got it back where it belongs. Now I got to get this one back where it belongs. I'm so silly. Man, I made that harder than it had to be. Okay, that's nice. Let's see. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it. Okay, I'm going to put this little ear wire on, and we will be finished. Okay, now, I always straighten my ear wires because I don't like them sticking out on my ears. So, and then I want to take this from the back. I'm going to pull straight up, not out, because I don't want to weaken the wire. And then I'm going to put this one on, front side first. And close her up and squash it. And that's our new pair of earrings. Let me put them on an earring thing for you, so you can see how cute they look as a display. Now, this is not a hard earring to make, but you could probably make some pretty good money on it, because it is cute. Now, these cards come like this. I like these because if you want to, you can make a bracelet and put with it, or a necklace. That's what I like about these cards. A lot of times I make my own cards too. So it's just, but I bought a new display thing for my earrings, and it holds cards like this. So I was pretty excited about that because it's such a cool one. Maybe one day I'll bring it down here and show you. Okay, that is my new pair of earrings, girlfriend. Wait a second. Where's... Oh, here they are. Thought I was losing my brains. Okay. Let's use this piece of paper here and show you what we've got. Here's this. If you notice, those are really, and that's not good to use. Those are really shiny ones. And then we have these that are just, this was the fire polished beads. This is just plain-o seed beads, number 4 millimeter. This is the this one is just spacer beads, little metal spacer beads. And then this one was just another kind of seed bead. So it's pretty cool that you can make these all look so different. I mean, look at the difference between this and this, just from a different bead. And then the difference between these two. These are almost the same. Oh, well, one's a 3 and one's a 4 millimeter on the beads on this. So, I mean, it makes such a difference just changing a bead. Okay, well, that's all I have for you tonight. And I want you all to take care, God bless, and keep you safe.